Human resource planning should accompany and support an organization's business plans. An organization must have the proper mix of employees with the necessary knowledge, skills, and abilities. The human resource planning process precedes recruitment and selection activities and provides the foundation for staffing. The ultimate test of a human resource planning system is whether it provides the right number of trained people at the right time. The human resource planning process requires a careful analysis of an organization's present workforce and an estimate of how it will need to change to meet future business goals. This should be done hand in hand with the strategic business plan. Before employees are recruited, someone needs to decide what kinds of employees with which skills are needed and when. This will involve both long-term and short-term forecasting methods. As discussed previously in Unit 1, the environmental scanning process gives the company a view of the external sectors that affect an organization. One of these sectors is the external labor market. When forecasting employment needs, it is important to understand which potential employees are available in the surrounding area. Items such as demographic changes, social and cultural changes, changes in the labor supply, as well as changes in laws and regulatory agencies are all going to have an effect on whether or not there will be the talent you need available when you need it. Knowing what employees are needed, with what skills, and at what time is the first step in the staffing process. The second step is understanding the available talent in the external labor market. Once you know these two, there is a third step that needs to be decided on, and that is which staffing model will work best for the situation. Hiring all full-time employees may not be the best decision for the company. Some positions and departments may work best being outsourced to a third-party company. Working with temporary employment agencies may help when proper fit has been an issue or when the need is only short-term, or even hiring part-time or contingent workers when full coverage is not needed. All long-term forecasts should be based on strategic business plans. Long-term forecasting covers from 2 to 10 years. Long-term forecasting methods are unit demand, expert opinion, including the Delphi technique, trend projections, probabilistic model, and Markov analysis. Short-term forecasting typically predicts employment demands for a one-year period. The responsibility for short-term forecasting usually belongs to the immediate supervisors and unit managers. This is done by the use of a budget and by a workload analysis. The accuracy of employment forecasts depends heavily on the accuracy of turnover forecasts. Knowing how many employees are expected to leave is as important as knowing how many new positions will be created. An example as indicated on this slide would be to assume 50 employees have terminated over the year and there are 300 employees at the end of the year. The company's employee turnover rate would be 50 divided by 300 times 100, or 16.67%. One of the main uses of a Human Resource Information System, or HRIS, is human resource planning. An HRIS is an integrated system of employee information that is usually computerized. Additional uses include EEO reports, compensation reports, and training needs assessments. Succession planning is the process of deciding how management vacancies will be filled. The replacement chart is a detailed organizational chart that is designed to provide a quick picture of the key management positions, their relationships, and the availability of replacements. When a merger or acquisition occurs, experience shows that issues associated with people and culture are the primary cause of failure. Therefore, HR professionals need to play an active role at the very beginning. In addition to the typical factors that HR experts are expected to examine during a due diligence review, like employee benefit plans, compensation programs, employment contracts, and policies, they also need to closely examine the talent and culture of the potential acquisition. After an acquisition or merger, the Human Resource Department should expect to play an important role in making a smooth transition. The efficiency that comes from a unified sense of direction and purpose requires that the human resource functions of the two previously separate units be combined into one consistent policy.